thumping Texas so bad has Danny and I having feelings we haven't felt in a very long time.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Locked On Bulldogs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day, your number one place to find info about the Georgia Bulldogs, your number one daily podcast as part of the number one podcast network in America. He is Clint. I am Daniel. Today's episode brought to you by the fine folks over at GameTime. Download the GameTime app today. More on them in a second. And as Clint mentioned earlier, we very clearly do not know what to do with our hands at this juncture. We have begun to feel things. This Georgia team has, it takes a lot, Clint. I will tell you this. I get on here and it's our job to speak into microphones every single day about the Georgia Bulldogs. And we love it. We started this podcast because we are fans. We talk like fans. We talk to each other every day about Georgia anyway. And so we started doing it into a microphone. And we have been so grateful that you have come along for the ride. By the way, thanks for all the kind words on YouTube comments and Apple Podcast, Spotify reviews that you've left us. All that stuff we really appreciate. It helps us out a bunch. We're still only like midway through the season, by the way. I'm not sure if you know that. But like if this thing goes all the way to the end, we still got months to go. So
remember those feels that I talked to you guys that we've been feeling? This is the thought process.
We're still excited about the journey. But I'm going to be totally honest with you, Clint. And you know this, and I think the listeners know this because I don't really try to hide how I feel on this show. I wrote this Georgia team off. And I'm not embarrassed to say that. I wrote the Georgia team off because – stop me if you didn't know this. They were bad. Georgia was bad. They weren't good at football.
Correct.
Earlier this year. And by and large, I've watched enough college football in my life, Clint. I know you've watched enough college football in your life. Most of, not all of our listeners have watched enough college football in their life to know that in general, as a rule, college football teams don't change. Once you learn who they are who they are. That's just it. Now, you might be fooled early in the season. Somebody might give you a little smoke and mirrors. They might pull something out of their hat, a la Florida State week 1. And you might think, oh, well, we got something here. Let me be very clear. Florida State did not change between week 1 and week 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alabama played the worst game imaginable. They were unprepared because they have a fake head coach, and they weren't ready to play in the game. Florida State snuck up on them and got a big win. But Florida State is who they are. College football teams are who they are. Let's look at Alabama. They are who they are. Do you know what Alabama can't do? They can't run the ball, Clint. Do you know when Alabama's going to figure out the run game and piece it together and figure out how to do that? Maybe next year. I'm here to tell you, they ain't going to figure out how to run the ball this year. Do you know who Miami is? They're a team led by a quarterback who throws the ball to the other team. He's a very poor decision maker. That's who that football team is. They've got dudes on the lines of scrimmage, particularly the defensive front. They're going to get after the passer, and they're going to throw the ball to the other team. College football teams are who they are. By and large, they do not change. And this, Clint, is the crux to me of the not just exciting thing about this Georgia team, but the shocking thing about this Georgia team is we have watched them actually change as the season has gone on, actually get not incrementally better, but take leaps and bounds forward. The offense, leaps and bounds forward as the season has progressed. The defense, almost night and day compared to where we were at the beginning of the year. In terms of the play on all levels, we've watched this team not only get healthy, but we've watched them markedly improve And Clint, that's why we're feeling these feelings, because Georgia's done something that almost no college football team does, and that is actually grow during the course of a season.
It's remarkable what Kirby has done. They talked last year. Kirby said the best coaching that we've ever done from this staff was last year. And that's because last year's team was bad. Real bad. Talent very lacking. Discipline very lacking. Key positions very lacking. This year, Kirby Smart and company, that onside kick. Here's what I'm telling you from watching football and actually knowing the game. Texas fan that said you're next to last in sacks, so you won't be able to pressure us.
Whoops.
Again, you don't watch games. You watch box scores. Good for you. You haven't seen what we've seen the last 3 weeks in Georgia. And that onside kick, what it tells me about Kirby Smart is he knows this. I got a monster that's been unleashed. And these guys want to eat real bad. Because if that kick doesn't go our way, Daniel, I think Kirby Smart's fine with it.
I think he's literally fine with it.
Okay, great. You got the ball at the 50. Okay, have fun.
See if you can get a first down. You had the ball at the 50 earlier in the game, and what did you do with it?
He's playing with house money now. He knows that his team all year long has become something different. And whether you want to say through the seasonality, a difficulty of the schedule, of who we've played and how we've gotten better, the iron sharpens iron, get after it. But when he talks about, and he's using Marine language of taking them out to the deep and who's going to ring the bell first, and he is just, what he is saying is the character of this team and the training of this team and the reps of this team. He has always known what we could be in mid-season, not off-season, not right before in camp, mid-season. He's got these guys progressing and growing, in which other teams, we've been going like this, and other teams have either plateaued or gotten worse because of injury, because of wear and fatigue. And Ty Simpson, welcome to the cliff that you fell off of.
Yeah.
Comparatively. So not only have we gotten better, it's not like we've gotten better and other teams have basically stayed the same. We've gotten better, and the rest of college football, Ohio State, you better hope that all of your fluff and all of your absolute chest beating is true of them, because you don't actually know who Ohio State is.
How could you? They've not played a single person all year. And I'm including Texas.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we don't know who Ohio State is. Point one. Point two, the rest of college football are full of dudes who don't know how to get the most out of their players like Kirby Smart is doing currently. Right in front of our eyes.
I'm just telling you, you don't see it. You do not see teams improve like this in college football. You just don't see it. It's because it's 18 to 22-year-old kids. It's because of the nature. Kirby talked about this in the postgame. It's because of the nature of the transfer portal, the nature of the NIL. Players quit midway through the season. We got a whole host of players in college football right now, even on competitive teams, who are thinking more about how they're going to get paid next year than they are getting better at football. That's the reality of the sport that we all love, and it sucks, but it's real. You do not see teams markedly improve week over week the way that Georgia has this year. And that's why I wrote them off early in the year. I thought this team might be a 10-2 team. They might sneak into the playoff, and we'll get beat in the first round of the playoff. We're not a championship contending team. I texted you that early in the year. It wasn't an overreaction. It wasn't me going doom and gloom and negative Nancy. Then. It was 100% true.
And then
Georgia did something literally nobody does. And that is, over the last 8 weeks, they have gotten 10 times better as a football team. In every area.
We're not talking about execution and play call. Like those, you can improve on those things throughout the season.
They didn't change their scheme. They didn't make drastic changes to the. That's how Ohio State won the national championship. Not to go off on a tangent here.
Yes.
That's how Ohio State won the national championship last year, by the way, is the defensive coordinator took Caleb Downs, brought him down into the box, and he started wreaking havoc on opposing offenses, and Ohio State parlayed that into a run to the national championship. Like, Georgia's not changing scheme. Every person on the team is just getting better at football. And so the unit is getting better at football.
Ellis Robinson is absolutely before our eyes blossoming. But
yeah.
Blossoming. But
yeah.
It's not scheme. It's not, hey, let's.
And he's the third best corner on the team.
Again. We're going to come back up to this. We're going to talk to you about, hey, this just in. The offense is doing the same thing as the defense. We're going to tell you specifically how they're getting better. But first, these. These are, in fact, FanDuel, Daniel. Yeah, FanDuel's great. They're great. They're fantastic. You love them. I love them. NBA is back. No better place game of action than official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you missed the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Combine live bets in the same game parlay for a shot at bigger payout. It keeps getting more exciting, especially when your team's making the late push. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets from your first $5 bet win. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA.
Quick question on that, betting on the NBA, not related to the ad read, so I'll do it here outside of the official context of the ad read. Does FanDuel allow you to bet on which NBA teams are betting on the NBA? Like, can I place a bet on which NBA franchises are also betting on the NBA? Is that something I can do?
As Daniel tries to get himself absolutely shellacked.
I'm just wondering. I'm only wondering if that's something that
I'm pontificating is all I'm doing.
All I'm trying to say is if you're frustrated with the state of college football, it could be a lot worse.
It could literally be.
Could be the NBA.
The NBA. Let's talk about this offense blossoming before our eyes
Lord
as well.
Have mercy.
This is another case. The defense has shown up in a massively improved way. I mean, schematically, play calling, personnel, and player development across the board, all arrows pointing up. Like every single one of those categories, everything I just listed, better.
Elijah Griffin had 5 quarterback pressures against Texas on Saturday night.
I saw a moron Texas guy who covers Texas say to me, well, you know, the highest graded guy was Terry. He was the highest graded in 7 snaps. He had 4 tackles on 7 snaps.
Oh, he played 7 snaps?
That's good for him. I watched a guy dominate from play 1 to the end of the game all the way.
Because he didn't just want to check. He wanted to work. And it seems like that's paying off for him.
Kirby Smart out here throwing just haymakers.
Kirby Smart does not care anymore.
Again, I saw him take an onside kick and start pushing people around, and I knew this man is so alive.
He's a menace right now. He's a problem. I tried to warn you.
Let's talk about the offense and how much we've gotten better. And here's where I want to start, because I'm going to start with guys who have been consistent all year long.
Love that.
Wide receivers all year long. Absolutely 100% unequivocally been there. Mike Bobo.
Yep.
1,000%.
God.
In multiple bags. I mean, we are on Amazon and the shopping cart is empty because all the bags have been purchased. There's nary a bag found.
Mike Bobo is now texting us asking to borrow buckets because he has run out of bags.
And he's deep in all of them, and he's pulling out whatever he wants, and it's working every single time.
I love that Kirby, by the way, in the postgame said, I wasn't going to go for it, but then Mike told me the play he was going to run, and I was like, dang it, let's do it. Let's go ahead and go for it, because I knew it was going to work. Because I knew it was going to work.
Let me help you understand this. Bobo denier.
Yeah. Oh.
The best football coach in America was convinced by his OC, who made the right call at the right time, and did something he wouldn't do because he knew that guy knows what he's doing.
We live in a world now where we're walking out of a game in which Steve Sarkisian and Mike Bobo were both involved.
Okay. And who called offensive plays on both sides of the sideline?
Correct. Both those guys. Yep.
Okay, great. Cool.
And we're leaving that game with nary a shred of doubt as to which one of those individuals is not marginally better than the other, but is exceedingly better than the other in every possible, imaginable way. And his name is Michael Bobo.
Right.
We're
not being alarmist or clickbait.
Why would we?
Well, we never have been, so
No.
let's stop that. Secondly, that's the stone cold lockdown truth.
I used to think that the rank order of offensive play callers in college football was Steve Sarkisian 1,
Yep,
Lane Kiffin 2, and Lincoln Riley 3.
I think a large majority of people that cover the sport would say the same.
I now know that it is Mike Bobo 1, Lane Kiffin 2, Lincoln Riley 3, and Steve Sarkisian not on the list. Not on the list.
Rhett Lashley probably makes it before he does.
Georgia has played Texas 3 times.
Yeah.
And in those 3 games, Texas has rushed for 87 total yards, Clint.
So in the 3 games, they average 87 rushing yards.
You didn't hear? Nope. Listen closer.
So in 3 games,
yeah,
they
have accumulated the sum total
combined
of 87 yards. 1.1 yards per carry, 1.1 yards per carry, and 1.3 yards per carry were their yards per carry in each contest. So it ain't because they weren't trying. It's simply because they could not do it. This is Steve Sarkisian. That's your Steve Sarkisian.
Mike Bobo has been the same.
The
wide receivers have been the same. Noah Thomas has been the same. He had his opportunity because in Kirby Smart's system, this just in, and you could yell at him all you want, but look at the product on the field. You don't touch the field unless he trusts you. Okay? Noah Thomas, I'm not saying he wasn't good or he wasn't earning the trust. He is good. He was earning the trust. Now he has complete and utter trust of Kirby Smart and Mike Bobo and Gunnar Stockton. Therefore, he sees the field a great deal.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be totally honest. Colby Young was too good to let Noah Thomas play. Period.
You couldn't.
He was too good.
Yes,
he was too good. Guess what? CJ Wiley, he's also good. But Noah Thomas is too good to let CJ Wiley play right now.
Okay. So wide receivers been the same. I'll tell you what has drastically changed through this entire season.
Tell us.
Gunnar Stockton has vastly improved his game. He was there. Tennessee, he had the pinpoint accuracy, but he is commanding this entire offense and doing what he wants when he wants with whoever he wants on the field, putting them in places, putting the pieces, and calling defenses out and dominating them. 2, Chauncey Bowens, Nate Frazier, you guys have absolutely reclaimed. I watched SEC running backs this last week in droves. Those are 2 of the best 4 running backs in the entire SEC.
Yeah.
No, 2 of the best 4 reside in the backfield for Georgia, and that wasn't the case 6 weeks ago. And most importantly, this offensive line is better than A&M, is better than Texas, is better than Oklahoma, is better than Alabama. I don't care what left tackle you have and what trick plays you try to throw at a scrub.
I watched Proctor hold at least 6 different times. Has he ever been called for a holding?
Not one time have I seen him call for a hold.
I watched him do it a half dozen times against Oklahoma, but didn't matter. They lost anyway.
It was so Ty Simpson Heisman. The key positions that have markedly improved, and this offense is humming along: the running game, the trench, and the quarterback decision making. And what if you've watched Mike Bobo? He's been in his bag the whole time, but he's expanded this entire offense to give Gunnar Stockton every play he wants. There is not a play in Mike Bobo's playbook that he goes, I don't know if we're there. I don't know if we're ready for. Hold on a second here. We'll maybe put that in. No. It's all at his disposal. It's all in the buffet that is Gunnar Stockton.
Yeah. We're going to come back. I'm going to tell you something that I noticed about this Georgia team that I literally can't remember the last time that I saw this on a Georgia team. But first, these.
These are, in fact, game time. College football is back. Couldn't be more excited. Tailgates, rivalries, energy in the stands. Let's be real. Actually, getting tickets can feel a bit like a battle in itself. That's why we use GameTime app that gives advantage back to the fans. Easiest way to score last-minute tickets on best prices. No surprise fees. What you see is what you pay. App is super simple. You can see the exact view from the seat before we purchase them. Take the guesswork out of buying college football tickets with GameTime. Download the GameTime app, create an account, use promo code LOCKEDONCollege, $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONCollege, $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download GameTime today.
Clint, you were going through players. Let's stick on the offensive side of the ball, because this isn't true on the defensive side of the ball. Although we did see a substitution on Saturday on the defensive side of the ball at safety that makes us very pleased.
I'm very excited.
We've been calling for it for weeks now.
Yeah.
And after that PI call, I thought it was going to be short-lived.
Nope.
But it was not, it turns out. Turns out the leash was a little bit longer than we had previously thought. But I want to take you back to this offensive side of the ball.
Okay.
Even on the national championship teams, can you remember a time? First of all, let me ask you this pointedly, because you may disagree with me. Can you name a single player on the offense?
Current
offense.
Okay.
Who has this year been a disappointment? Has disappointed in the way that he has performed.
Okay,
on the field.
Let me try to talk about some guys that could be candidates for that.
Yeah.
I wanted to say Monroe Freeling before the season.
Ernest Green and Monroe Freeling, those two guys, we thought, oh no, these guys, they've certainly disappointed us in the past. Have they been disappointing at all in their performance this year, Clint?
Rock solid, steady, gritty, overcoming pain, incredible. They're great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're
out.
They're out. Interior offensive lineman, Micah Morris, Bobo. No, they are one of the strongest points of this team. Okay, it can't be them. Gunnar Stockton, nope. Should be in New York. Running backs, not a single one, including Dwight Phillips, who has
Cash Jones.
How about
Cash Jones? Yeah.
I'm fine.
No.
Okay. Well, we could nitpick Oscar Delp, Lawson Lucky not catching a couple passes. But no. They just
no.
They're blocking their back ends off.
Maybe the two most valuable players on the entire team, Oscar Delp and Lawson Lucky, by the way. I mean, somebody got mad at you on Twitter for saying Oscar Delp was the best blocking tight end. I don't. Do they know that blocking on the line of scrimmage is and blocking out in space on the perimeter are both things that we're talking about?
Big O was the most imposing physical force I have seen wear a jersey.
Yeah, on the line of scrimmage.
Okay. Oscar Delp.
You get him out in space, though. There's not a comparison.
Wide receivers just listed every single player.
There's a ton of them. Surely one of them must have been disappointing. Dylan Bell. Surely he was going to be a disappointment this year.
Do you mean the 10 yards and first down he gets on end arounds constantly?
I've been wrong about a lot of things in my life. Dylan Bell is near the top of the list.
There's not one disappointing guy that I look to and I question on this offense, Daniel.
I can't remember the last time that was true. They couldn't sub anyone in the game that I'd be like, oh, geez. Oh no, like this is a liability. This is a guy you got to watch out for. This offense goes, and we're not just talking about starters. We're talking about 6 deep on the offensive line. We're talking about 3-4 deep at tight end. We're talking about 5 deep at running back. And yes, I said 5 deep at running back. We're talking about 8 deep at wide receiver that they could sub in, and I'd be like, great, here we go. Let's run it. Let's get this thing going. There's not a single player on this offense who has been a disappointment in the way that he has performed. I literally cannot think of a time when that has been true. It is truly just we overcome you with the quantity of talent and high performing players that we throw on the field in a down in and down out basis.
I literally, I tried to think even that 8 deep wide receiver or like packages, right? If you're like, okay, well, let's think of packages are going to bring in or certain subgroups with each other. Do they come? Daniel, I can't think of one time where I'm going to say, oh yeah, I don't like those guys on the field at the same time. No,
never. Compare it to last year. How many offensive linemen were disappointing last year? How many wide receivers were disappointing last year? How many running backs were disappointing last year? How many quarterbacks were disappointing last year?
All of them.
Compare it. Just think about the evolution of this offense and what it's done.
It's when Kirby talks about, because we see the defense showing up. And we see the defense showing up in massive ways against good offenses and taking them to task. And he says, you're not just looking for paychecks. You're looking for physicality. You're looking for contact here. If you don't want that, get out of here. If you're going to ring the bell, get off my football team. And we think that means defense.
No.
It means everybody, in particular, tight ends who want to keep blocking downfield and not give up on a play. A quarterback who wants to throw under duress, barreling down on his neck, an outside backer blitzing. Running backs who don't care the task in front of them will carry out the drill, and linemen who are absolutely hungry for more pancakes than I've ever seen before. This physicality, this team is everyone, including the offense. And that's what makes the biggest difference. We've had skill and speed, and we've had that.
Yeah.
This offense is embodying the same exact mentality as the defense.
Yeah.
They're not disappointing. And they came to get to, again, Zachariah Branch should be drafted in the first round by an NFL team.
Just if you look at the metrics, you look at all of the things. We said this all week last week. There are all season long, there have been 3 elite defenses in the SEC, and Georgia has not been one of them.
No.
They're playing like it in the last couple of games, and we think the arrow's pointed up.
Correct.
All season long, there have been 3 elite defenses in the SEC. Auburn, Alabama, and Texas.
That's it.
Georgia just scored 35 offensive points.
Oh, no.
Against that Texas defense. And the offense didn't even play that great.
It was a down game. It was a down game.
They didn't even really play that good. That is alarming.
I said, and check back to me because I'm gonna lock this up after Georgia Tech.
Okay, here we go.
I said there's not a defense in America that I fear playing. That is beyond concrete. Like I have that 6 layers deep in reinforced steel. Okay.
I'll tell you this. It ain't Georgia Tech's defense. So I don't know what you're waiting on to lock that up. But like that ain't the defense you're gonna be afraid of.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm about to say there ain't an offense I'm scared to play.
Mm-hmm.
Because with this arrow pointing up, we just took a resurgent Texas. Metrically again, everybody tells me, besides looking at tape, Texas
look at what they've been doing. Arch has been throwing touchdown passes, 300-yard games. I mean, they've just been
fine.
They've been clicking.
Mississippi State, a good offense. A good offense.
Yeah.
We shut down Georgia Tech's run. I'm here to tell you. I don't fear any side of the ball for Georgia.
I'm going to ask you a question, but I'm going to save it for tomorrow's podcast.
No.
I'm going to save it for tomorrow.
Tease the people.
Tease the people.
He is Daniel. I'm Clint. This is Locked On Bulldogs, part of Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. We'll see you guys then.
See ya.